Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of On the Town with both Suz and Doug. And I guess right now they know which is which. And we're back to doing, at least tonight, another one of our entertainment themed shows. I know we had a bunch out there of restaurant reviews. Hope people are enjoying those. And
Yes.
we've gotten some comments on some of them, so that's good. But tonight we're going to do, again, one of our favorite TV shows that I'm not sure you watched it when it was on originally. I remember seeing it because when it was on originally. But tell the folks what show we're going to talk about tonight. Really one of the classics.
We're going to talk about That Girl.
Yeah. You and I have
Yes.
been watching it on the Roku.
Yes.
I know, actually, it's been on YouTube. We've seen it. YouTube
YouTube.
has the whole series up there.
It's so good. It's so good, and it's so fun to see Marlo Thomas in the early 1960s, and
Right.
so good. It's so good.
Really one of the great romantic comedy situation comedies. Maybe the best one because kind of is between her and her boyfriend in the show, Donald Hollinger. A really great,
Yes,
great chemistry they had.
it was so good and it's the show. It's so special because it's funny, it's light, it's entertaining. It's it's just so good. You don't feel any tension there. The acting was great. It was
Really
really
was, yeah. Now I guess you never had seen it before, right? Growing as a kid, even in reruns. So you're seeing it for the first time. I saw it. Remember, maybe not from the original beginning, but I remember later on, the last maybe a couple of years, I would watch it on TV as a kid.
yeah,
And then later on, they put it out on DVD, so I saw some of them then. But
yeah,
I think it was 66 to 71. That's when it was
yeah.
on, 5 years. And of course, Marlo Thomas was the daughter of Danny Thomas, great comedian. Make Room for Daddy. That was his
Yeah.
great show. But you wouldn't know it though by looking at her. She doesn't look like him because she had her
No.
nose.
Yes, yeah, yeah. When you look at her, I don't see. Yeah, you don't see the Danny. I
Now, yeah,
no.
I know you and I were talking about it because if you see some of
Yeah,
her early guest shots on shows, she did a lot before she got that girl.
yeah,
She had the Danny Tom, her father's nose, because he had the Lebanese nose, and she still
yeah,
looked cute. Don't get me wrong, but you could tell it was more her daughter. But then she had her nose fixed, and it's completely
yeah.
different look.
Beautiful. Just
Yeah,
a really, really cute girl, and yeah, and a talented actress. It was
really good.
good at comedy. It was
Good
really
comedy. She played a little bit younger than she was. She's a little bit older than people think. She just turned 87, believe it or not. No, I couldn't believe that. She's 87, that girl. But she
weird.
was playing in her early 20s. I think she was more like late 20s, early 30s during that run. But
Yeah,
she looked early 20s.
she did. She
Yeah, she
really,
always looked younger than she was. Yeah,
yeah, and she still looks so
she looked
cute.
pretty good. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love, yeah,
But yeah,
love her.
like you said, it was like a young girl leaving New York. She lived like in upstate New York, and the first episode we saw, she's going to the big city. Well, actually, the first episode, she's already working in New York. Remember, she's working as
Yeah,
at the newsstand
yes,
where she meets Donald.
that was really cute. I really like that. Yeah, and she meets Donald, and then
Who's working in the same building, but they want
yeah,
to buy, I guess, what an old desk or something. That's where they meet.
that's how they meet. It's so cute.
And
And
there's
then
another story too where she's shooting a commercial and he thinks she's being, mugged, and it's really part of the. It's funny. It's cute. Yeah.
it's
Those,
very cute.
yeah.
It's adorable, and it's just so cute because they, in a way, they're a little bit of opposites, but their chemistry is really, really cute.
Right. Yeah, it
Cute.
really works well. Yeah, the second episode is actually the first. Should have been the first. They switched them
Yeah,
for some reason. Where you see her at her house with her parents in Brewster, which is upstate New York, a little bit, and she's
yeah,
leaving to go to live in New York City,
yeah.
Manhattan. And the
Um,
parents don't really want her to do it. The father definitely doesn't want her. He never wanted her to leave, the father. And the
he's
father's great. The father,
yeah,
the actor who played the father, Lou Parker, really good.
really good. Yeah, you because he acts just like a dad. Yeah, he acts just like a dad, and
Yeah.
It's really good. And the mom, the lady who played the
Mom
mom,
was, I mean, she was worried too, but she was more let her go and be on her own. The father
yeah,
didn't want to let her out of her sight.
no, it was so cute. Oh my God, it was really such a cute show, and I loved it because I've been watching it. Last night I saw a couple of episodes,
Right.
and very cute, like mementos. I think the one episode she found all these things. She was with Don cleaning out some old boxes in
Oh,
her
in her apartment
in
basement?
her apartment. Yeah, and
Right,
she found some things that were her old boyfriends when she was growing up. Things he had given her,
right, right.
and
She didn't like that.
no,
Like, why
and
did
then
she keep that? Yeah, right. Yeah.
yeah, and then it was like she found a ring he had given her when she was 18
Yeah.
that had been his mother's ring. And then she ended up finding out that he lived in New York 5 blocks away.
Oh, yeah.
So they met for lunch.
Right.
But then,
He wanted her to give the ring back, right, Donald?
yes, he just said, mail it back. Don't. And
Don't see him.
actually, because she was pursuing it because she wanted to see him, and that girl, and she found out that he wasn't the nice guy that
Wasn't the same guy that she thought. Yeah.
he was kind of chasing her around her dining room
Oh,
table.
really? I think I
Yeah.
might have seen that a while ago. I haven't seen that one recently. I have to see that one.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it was so cute.
You're ahead
It
of
was,
me on
yeah, it
that.
was the
Sometimes we
cutest
watch them
show.
at different times. That's why people wonder, why didn't we see it together? We saw them at different.
Yes, it was so cute. Oh my God. But I love her, and she's just so
She's
cute.
really good, really good. It wasn't like she wasn't like ditzy. She was a little.
No,
She was
no.
like high energy, but she was smart. She had some street smarts.
I
Like
liked
guys that
it.
were kind of hitting on her. She knew, held
Yeah,
her ground. She was.
she held her ground. What I liked about her, she was high
She wasn't a
energy, but
flighty or ditzy character, but kind of high energy and
pretty
no.
pretty smart. Yeah, one she's actually there was another episode I saw last night. She's a teacher at a boys' school. And this is
Right.
when she was still, it's like from her past, like from five
Oh, that
years
was
or
the Christmas episode, right? Where
yeah, and
little
she
boy has to stay in the school for the holiday.
yes.
Yeah,
So
that's really sweet, that one. Yeah, I
she
like
had
that one.
some pretty responsible jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she
There
was
was a
doing
flashback, right, where she's telling Don the story about where she stayed in the school to keep the boy company.
that was very sweet. That
The
was
boy's parents were like traveling to Europe or something. Some reason
yeah.
they went around. Yeah, right.
Another thing I liked about her character is very likable. Like she's somebody
Unbelievable. Yeah, yeah.
she has a good heart, her character, and you do like her. She's
She was
like a
actually, she went to college. Her father told her, go to college. I want you to get a degree. Don't go to show business right away. And she went to school to be a teacher. She
wow.
said she did that for her father, and then when she graduated, she went in acting anyway. But she thought
Uh,
about being a teacher in real life, so she
yeah,
liked being teaching kids. So that kind of
it,
showed through in that episode.
it really did because it was cute how, because yeah, she was acting like a teacher in the
Yeah,
episode. You could see she liked it. It was very
yeah,
cute voice.
yeah,
Yeah.
very cute. Yeah, of course, the famous hairdo she had. I know Jennifer Aniston in Friends had that famous hairdo. People were always wanted woman wanted hair like that, but before that, everybody wanted that girl hairdo in the '60s.
I was wondering, like, if she's the one that came up with that hairdo. It was
The
cute.
flip, they called the flip, she called it. I guess,
Yeah,
is that what it's called?
the
She said it was
flip.
called the
Yeah,
flip. She didn't really like it. I heard an interview with her. She didn't really think that was going to work.
yeah.
But once they got the look and it kind of really framed her face, it really made her stand out. She
It,
didn't wear it that way in every episode. Sometimes she had it in a ponytail or other
yeah,
things, but most of the time she had that, real, like a framed her
like
face. What
flip,
do they call it? Flip, yeah.
flip.
But
And
that
it was
was the famous hair.
yeah, it was cute. It was only about to her shoulders,
Yeah.
and it fluffed up on the
I don't know if that was a wig on top of her hair or if that was her real hair, all of it. I don't know. Can you
yeah.
tell?
I
Women can tell. I can't.
yeah, yeah. I think that's her hair. Yeah, she has
Like
pretty
the
thick.
top, is that the top of it her hair too? To make it do that?
I think she had pretty thick hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
It was
It
like
really.
jet black hair, you
Yeah,
know. I
it
don't know
really.
if that's her original hair color or not, but it was like jet black, so it stood
Yeah,
out.
yeah. It was really cute, and it was healthy, and it all
Always
looked.
looked good. I mean, it never was like, she never had like messed up hair in any episode. Even though she got into some crazy situations, the hair always looked, and the makeup always looked good.
Look good.
And
Yeah,
the
and
eyelashes, she always had the eyelashes.
it was so cute the way she did. And she always had. I love the clothes and the
I was just
time.
gonna say, the clothing, she said, was the clothing of the era. She wanted to make sure it was the most up to date.
It was
So
really.
that was the fashion of the era she wore on that show. Yeah, and
It was.
women love that. Yeah, I guess women watching, they love that stuff. Yeah,
Oh my God. It
yeah.
was, she had really nice, she even had gloves and some in the
Right.
handbag
Yeah.
that really, women looked really put together. Yeah.
And that apartment was nice too. Wasn't making a lot of money. Obviously, she was like a struggling actress working,
Yeah.
waitress, other
And
jobs. But she had a really good apartment in New York in the '60s.
yes. And she had like shutters on her windows and all.
And it was, multi-room apartment. It wasn't like a studio. It was nice.
Oh, it was like you walk in and you had the kitchen
Kitchen, separate
and
kitchen, living room, separate
living.
bedroom.
Yeah. She had like a 3 room,
It was really nice.
and the bathroom. I guess she had like, yeah, she had the bathroom right
Yeah.
there.
Well, everybody kind of joked about it. Like, how can a woman, girl not making that much money afford to live in Manhattan, even in the '60s, with
Yeah.
the clothes and the apartment? But sort of buy into that, I guess. But it was a really nice apartment.
It was a nice, yeah. And I think in the episode last night we saw Don's apartment and
This wasn't as fancy. I've seen,
no,
yeah, they showed his. It was okay, but it wasn't a fancy place.
well, I saw the one, I guess I saw like 3 episodes last night, Doug, and I saw the one where he had the Japanese maid.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
It was like the girl from Japan,
Yeah, she didn't
and
like that.
it
Yeah.
was really, and his place was like, junk all
Like
over,
a guy's place. Yeah.
and it was like tennis rackets and I think she came over, Anne, and thought, "Oh
Didn't
my
like the
goodness."
Japanese maid. No.
Yeah, it was like stuff was, but his room, it was pretty small compared to her
Yeah, and
apartment.
for people who don't know, he was a reporter for a news magazine. That was his
Yeah,
job, the show, Donald's job. Yeah. So,
yeah,
but he
and
made decent money. I mean, he could afford a decent apartment on his money.
yeah, and
Yeah.
his apartment, it looked like you came in and you had the room there, and then the living room, and then the kitchen, but
Yeah.
it was pretty small.
Pretty
Yeah,
small. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it was too big,
And he
but
had the nice Mustang. Remember the episode we saw? They're driving the Mustang up to the parents' house or something.
yeah.
They were driving around. So he had a nice car,
He had a nice car. Yeah. It was,
convertible.
oh my gosh, I love watching
Yeah.
these shows.
Ted
Yeah.
Bessel was the guy who played Donald Hollinger. And sadly, he died young. He didn't die. He died like in his 50s or something. He died kind of young in the 80s. Yeah,
Oh,
sad.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
Some
Did
kind
they
of
say,
heart problem. Yeah.
oh,
Because
yeah,
Marlo Thomas said they were going to do somewhere in the 80s, like a 25 years later show
yeah,
together, like what happened to them,
yeah.
like a reunion thing. And then he died before they could do it. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Because they didn't
Oh,
get married at the end of the series. They got
yeah,
engaged. I'm not giving anything away. I mean, it's just,
yeah.
but
Oh,
she didn't want to get married in the show. She didn't want to show her married, but they did get engaged. So,
oh, wow. Yeah, that would have been so nice to
yeah,
have,
I think they should have gotten married.
I
She
think
said,
that
oh,
would,
she didn't want little girls to think you have to be married to be happy. And that was that feminist stuff she got involved
uh,
with, unfortunately.
yeah,
So I think
uh,
everybody wanted to see like a wedding. Leading
yeah,
up to that, 5 years, you wanted to see that, but they didn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think even like on shows like I Dream of Jeannie,
They got
and
married in the last season of that, right? Yeah.
yeah, and that was, I was wondering that, do you know, like even in I Dream of Jeannie, did they have like after they got married,
That was the
did
last season, so they didn't have kids or anything in it. That would have been interesting if the kid was like a genie. They had like a little daughter that was a genie.
My gosh, that is so funny. I wonder, that would have been, I was trying to think of shows where they get married and then it continues. Um,
Yeah, well, that show was kind of running out of gas anyway, Larry Hagman said, and they did the wedding to kind of boost ratings, and it did for a little bit, but they said it was, they
yeah,
didn't want to cancel it.
it
So.
was, it kind
But
of,
I think of that girl, even if it was the last episode, they should have gotten married.
I think so.
And then they could have done, maybe 10 years later, do a reunion. Because it ended in 71. They could have done it,
Yeah,
earlier.
like in
But he
that
died, I think, somewhere in the mid 80s, so they never did it.
uh,
Uh,
that's sad. So he had a heart problem.
some
Uh,
heart issue, aortic thing, he just kind of dropped dead. Yeah, it was sad.
I wondered if he had done much TV after that
I think
girl.
he had a little series after that didn't last, and then he became a director. Like he directed like some sitcoms. He did that, and then
Okay.
unfortunately he passed away. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
good series. It was like we said, on 5 seasons. She wanted
Yeah.
after 4, and the
Okay.
network said no. Still doing pretty well. They wanted to do one more, and her hair changes in the last season. I don't know if you've seen
No.
the
How does it?
last season. That she doesn't have the flip anymore. She did the long hair, so she changed her hair a little more mod because that was 1970. Yeah,
Okay.
but then it
Uh,
went off, and then she did some TV movies, I think. She did
oh,
Free to Be, You and Me, whatever that was. Do you remember that?
I sort
Like a
of.
children's record, and I never
Okay.
heard it. I just remember. And then she married Phil Donahue.
Yeah. She was on. So I know her big series was That Girl.
She never
And
did another series after that. She did some, TV movies and guest shots and
okay.
theater, and then she married Phil Donahue in like 1980, and
Yeah.
she showed up on Friends as I think Jennifer Aniston's mother on a couple episodes.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, she did. Then she, of course, her father with St. Jude's Hospital. She worked there. She after he died, she kind of took over as the main
Okay.
fundraising, all that. So she worked there. Yeah.
Right there. Oh my gosh. And I always wondered with Danny Thomas, was he an actor
Yeah,
or
more of a comedian, like
okay.
a nightclub and comedian. But then he got that sitcom, Make Room for Daddy. So yeah, an actor too, but funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are available. People can watch those on Roku. Funny
Oh,
show. It was like a family sitcom, but he played like an entertainer and that. Like he plays himself. He could
okay.
sing. He told like stories. He was good. Yeah, he was good.
Oh, wow. That is
Yeah,
so
he
cute.
died, I think, in the early '90s.
Okay.
But he had a pretty decent run. But
Uh,
he St. Jude Hospital. He was the one that kind of put that whole thing. Children's Hospital. You see
that's
the
wonderful.
commercials for the fundraising. It's been on on TV all the time.
That
That's him.
is,
He put that together. Yeah.
and it's so weird. Like, for some reason, I was just thinking of Jerry Lewis just now with the telethon.
Right.
And I wondered,
Yeah, he did that in the early '60s, late '50s with St. Jude Hospital. I don't know
yeah,
if they ever had a telethon. They probably had maybe like
yeah.
fundraising stuff. So he put that, but that was his thing. Yeah, Jerry Lewis was the muscular dystrophy. Yeah.
I always wondered how Jerry Lewis got into the
Yeah,
mus-
the people asked him in the interview. He said, doesn't matter why, it matters that I do it." He never said.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
There have been stories like maybe somebody that he worked with might have
Yeah.
had a child with it or something, and then that's why. But he never said. Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like off camera, he wasn't really that funny. Like
Yeah, a
Jerry
lot of
Lewis.
people say he was never really funny on camera. It was with Jerry Lewis. We'll throw off the tangent a little bit, but he
Yeah.
wasn't never, like you said, I never thought he was funny, but he was like interesting. Like you never knew what he was going to
Yeah.
say,
It
like in
was
a
like
telethon. But it was
he's
more like you're going to go off like half cocked and do something stupid.
yeah, like the
That's
nutty
what was interesting about
professor.
him. Like you might go a little nuts.
Yeah, like he played the nutty professor and he played that
That was the only movie that he was, I wouldn't say funny, but you liked that character because it was like a funny character. It wasn't
yeah,
Jerry Lewis, you
and
know.
that Chinese guy. He used to play this
Yeah,
Chinese.
a lot of people don't like that because it was kind of racist.
That was pretty bad. Yeah, you know,
As himself, and with Dean Martin, I never thought he was funny. Dean Martin was the one that was funny.
Dean Martin is funny. Yeah, he was funny. Jerry
Jerry
Lewis.
Lewis was just kind of like wild and nutty, and you kind of, oh, like, all right. You looked at it, but I never thought it was like funny.
Can I be honest? He looked like he might have a bad temper or something
Well, he
offhand.
was very volatile kind of guy. They said it was not a
Maybe
good guy to be around a lot of times. And people that liked him said that.
he
Difficult.
made me kind of uneasy. I could see him yelling and say, I don't know
He
if
was
I.
not a favorite of many people. Even that people that liked him didn't really like being around him.
Yeah, he didn't seem like a Jimmy Stewart.
He's a little, I think, a little nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Danny Thomas would be a
Hey,
much.
Tom, yeah, very likable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Funny.
this other guy.
I'm taking it away from Jerry. I mean, he had a successful career, but
Yeah,
he was known to be very difficult. Let's say
I
that.
mean, I commend him for the muscular dystrophy.
Yeah, oh yeah, getting him credit. I mean,
But I,
he raised money just by being Jerry Lewis that people never would have given if he didn't, be
I
the
was,
face. Yeah.
and I was trying to think. I guess that telethon used to come on Labor Day, or
Yeah, Labor Day for many years, right? Yep.
and it was 24 hours or
A little less, but yeah, about 22 hours. Yeah, yeah,
wow. It was
yeah.
like you turn on the TV and you see Jerry Lewis. All
Yeah,
that,
the
yeah,
early like ones I remember when I was a kid, like in the '70s, like he was always on. He never really took a break, and he's smoking and he's hopping around, being an idiot. And later on, he didn't do as many hours. They had other people do it. He was a little calmer.
yeah, yeah. He seemed, yeah, it was a little bit weird. Yeah, when I first
But
used to see it, and
and they should have given him at the end. They didn't give him a chance to say goodbye. They really fired him, toward the end.
do you know
And
why they fired him? Oh,
I guess he was being difficult, but they should have given him a chance to say, goodbye. They never did. So, yeah.
oh my God.
But,
Yeah, I
that's
should
another video. We can do a whole video on the whole Jerry
on
Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. Yeah, oh my goodness, it's so funny. But as far as that girl, great show.
Yeah.
I
Anybody out there that never, obviously weren't alive then or never saw it before, definitely recommend. Thumbs up.
like,
Cute. It's a '60s style sitcom, but it
yeah,
kind of broke ground a little bit. First like a, single
yeah,
woman character to
yes,
be on
yeah,
her own. I mean, that was kind of groundbreaking. Before Mary Tyler Moore did it, she did it.
yeah. For the 60s and all, for the
They're
time.
not the same show, but they were similar in that Mary Tyler Moore was a single woman moving out on her own, but this was before that. So,
Yes. So it really was very thumbs up.
groundbreaking and sweet. It has a lot of heart to it.
I really
You,
and
you feel good watching it. It's not silly. I mean, she gets into some silly
yeah.
situations, but it's not a silly show. You
No,
feel like
that's
there's
what I like about it.
something behind it. There's heart behind it.
You know what? It's so weird because for some reason I always thought it was going to be a silly show, and that's why. But
Yeah, it's not silly show. Well, there's some silly things once in a while that happen, but it's not a silly show. No.
and you know what's so weird, Doug? For some reason, I didn't watch it for a long time because I thought it was going to be like Get Smart.
Right. Which was
Some
kind of just goofy.
It's
Yeah, right.
it's
It's
not
not.
like
No,
Get
no.
Smart.
No, it's always that relationship is there. They loved each other. Donald was kind of, he put up with her and, her silliness sometimes.
It's cute. They
Not
have
silliness, but kind of, a little scatterbrained sometimes. But,
it's so cute because he gets irritated,
like
but
most guys have to put up with.
it's a love irritation thing,
Yeah.
it's really and he's very genuine. He's not like, hi darling and this and that. He's natural when he's with
Yeah, they're
her,
always
you know.
interested in each other. It's really a well done, well written show.
Really is. It's very
Yeah, well
believable.
acted, well produced, very well
And
done.
the
She said she was like really the boss of that show.
okay.
She was in
Wow.
charge of that whole thing, so she made sure. They said she was a little bossy. In real life, she was a little bossy, Marlo, but it paid off in that show. So
It's really good. It was
I give it a thumbs up, even though we're only through season 1.
yes,
But, we're going to continue watching them.
thumbs
I
up.
recommend you do too.
Absolutely.
That girl.
That girl.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again.
Bye.